so today I'm going to be doing this Thanks Savanna card. It's a pretty hard card, so it's not for beginners. Or it can be for beginners, but it's just going to take quite a long time. So I first started off with the Studio Calico wood veneer. It's in this kind of flags and banner wood veneer set. So you can see that's what I made that one on the left, and I'm going to do the same exact thing but just with this smaller one. So that's what we're going to start off with. So first I have this Thanks stamp. This is from the Critters on the Savanna stamp set from Lawn Fawn. I'm just inking it up with Versamark. It's just a clear sticky ink. I'm stamping it right onto the middle of that flag banner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab out my clear embossing powder or my white embossing powder and then heat emboss it. So now with my white embossing powder, I'm just pouring it over with a spoon and just tapping off the excess. That's all you're going to want to do. And then I'm just going to take it to the side and then use my Zap American Craft heat tool and heat that up and melt the embossing powder, and it'll become clear and glossy. So there's the finish. And then now I'm going to take out my Memento Dandelion ink pad, and this is just a sponge dabber, a Suke Neko sponge dabber as well. This is the Jumbo sponge dabber. I like using these because they're a little bit faster when you're doing some inking, and it gives it a little softer look, I think. So I'm first putting over the whole entire thing, I'm putting a layer of this Dandelion Memento ink, and I'm just doing it kind of soft. And if you did it rubbing, it's gonna get really frayed like that one did. The sponge isn't so strong, so it's gonna eventually rip and it's gonna come kind of disform. So it's better to just dab it on. I do rub it around in circles on other things, but because this is thick and it's sharp on the edges, I didn't want to really ruin this sponge dabber, so I'm just dabbing it. So now I took out the Memento Tangelo. I don't have the full size, I'm just using the dewdrop. I'm just gonna ink the tops, and I'm gonna do a little bit. You're just gonna want to concentrate it onto that top edge, and then in the middle you can kind of do some just kind of try to make it so it blends really well, and it's gonna get you a really nice look. So then after that, I'm just gonna be done. And then what you're gonna want to do is you want to grab a baby wipe, and you're just gonna wipe it just lightly over that white embossing powder, and you'll see it really brightens up. You see how much brighter it got when you wipe off the excess ink off the white embossing powder. Now I'm just gonna show it up to you close, and then that's the finish. So it turns out really nice. You still get that wood from the actual wood veneer, and it gives a really nice look. So I really like it a lot. Plus it gives some dimension just because it's a little thicker. So you can see that's what I made before too. So you can see the big comparison. This is the comparison between the original and then the one we fixed up a little bit. So now I'm gonna just come and take out my Big Shot, and I have some pre-colored and pre-stamped giraffes from the Critters on the Savanna from Lawn Fawn. And I'm just taking out my Big Shot. I have the magnetic platform. I have one plate that I really cut into, and then one plate that's just clean. So now you can see I color my giraffes and I stamp them out all at one time. Then I don't have to do as much work. So I'm just gonna line it up, and then when you line it up, you just wanna roll it right through. It's really easy to line up, and you can see you get this perfect white edge. By the way, the colors I used for it was E53, E55, E57, and E59 for the brown spots on the giraffe. And then for the yellow part of the giraffe, I used Y08, Y17, and Y38. Those are it's oranges and yellows, and it gives a really nice giraffe, and those colors really blend together well. So now I'm taking out my multi-purpose platform, and I'm gonna have it to no tabs, just because I'm gonna be using the Tim Holtz embossing folders, and they're really, really thick, and they do really deep embossing. And if you have it on tab 1, sometimes it rips the paper. So it's better if you just have it on no tabs, and still it's really, really deep. And even you still might have a little bit of ripping even on tab 1 or no tabs. So it's best to, you can even put 2 layers of cardstock. It gives a little bit less embossing, but it's really nice anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm just taping it closed just so I make sure my paper doesn't move, and running it through my Big Shot. And then you can see it'll give a really deep embossing. Now I just got this is just some yellow cardstock. I'm just going to open that and you'll be able to see the really deep embossing here. You can see that it's really deep, and you can see the really nice texture. So now I just went on with making the card. I used some Sizzix cloud dies and I just cut those out. I also stamped the lion and I colored the lion. And then now with these clouds, I just wanted to pop out a little bit more than just some stark white paper. So I'm using this Memento Summer Sky. I'm just going to be using that same jumbo sponge dabber, and this is the one that's actually kind of ripped on the edge. So because I have done a lot of this edge inking with the blue, so that's why I'm just going to do that around the clouds. It's just going to give a really nice finished look and give that little hint of blue. Now also with the lion, I just used that whole E50 range, so E50, E53, E55, E57, and E59 for the whole, that's with Copic markers. I just added some foam adhesive with some, I think this is EK Success foam adhesive, and then I just cut that up and put it behind. Now I also used the Impression Obsession grass border die on the bottom, and then now I'm just going to adhere this flag banner or the flag wood veneer using these pop-up relief glue dots. Glue dots are really strong, and I want to use the glue dots just because I want to make sure that this wood veneer really sticks to it, because sometimes it's hard to glue wood veneer down, but I still wanted it raised, but I knew that EK Success tape, it might come off, especially with the embossing on the bottom layer, so I want to make sure that it'll really stick. So I'm just using this glue dot, this pop-up glue dot, and these pop-up glue dots, they're really strong, and you can see it gives a pretty good amount of dimension. So you just want to center it and push it down, and then I'm gonna grab out some blue twine from American Crafts. I'm just gonna run that through that little hole, and then I'm gonna just wrap it around a few times. So you can see that's the light blue twine, and you can see I wrapped it around a few times. So now I'm just gonna get the position exactly how I want it. I'm just gonna use some regular tape and adhere it to the back and cut off the excess, and then that's pretty much all you have to do, and then your card is almost done. I'm just gonna grab some Wink of Stella glitter. It's the Wink of Stella glitter brush pen, and you're just gonna wanna, this is in clear, you're just gonna wanna shake it up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna put it over these spots on the giraffe, and then I'm gonna put it over the lion, and you can see even on that wood veneer, and you can see it gives a really nice shimmer. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please leave your comments below. If you're looking for any other cards, visit my blog at micascrafts.blogspot.com. Bye.